discussing the NFL football game last night. The season kicked off last night in Kansas City. I flipped over about 8:15 Eastern. We thought kickoff was around 8:20, and it had been delayed by thunderstorms till 8:40. I didn't see a play.
Oh. Yeah, it was more like, I stayed up, it was more like 8:49, 8:52.
I just can't get into NFL this year. So far, I'm just like...
Why do you do this?
I'm not into it right now. I don't know if I'm going to be into it this year. I just don't know. Now, the game last night had a very exciting finish.
Literally the last second.
It was. The Chiefs were up 27-20. The Ravens were driving, and they had one play left with 5 seconds to go. And it appeared they completed a touchdown pass to come within one, and were ready to go for two.
Down to one play, 5 seconds to go. Lamar trying to make magic happen, throw it end zone. Likely 2 feet down. Yes! Touchdown! What a play! Going for two and the win.
But then, wait a minute. We have to look at it, of course. It's a scoring play, and it turns out the Raven receiver's his toenail. Woo, close.
On opening night.
Out of bounds.
The runner's toe hit out of bounds. It's an incomplete pass. The game is over. Kansas City has
won. 27-20. The Chiefs win on opening night by a toe.
I want to make a suggestion. I don't know that the NFL will take this up.
Hold on, let me get him.
I think every once in a while, it doesn't have to be every game even, if it means a more exciting finish, just call that a touchdown. Just say, you know what?
Dispense with the reviews?
Well,
what I would say is, we've decided he was close enough. It's a touchdown. You know, it's like, all right. I can speak to it from the pickleball perspective. Sometimes the ball's out. You know, you see it's a little bit out. It's like, I can't call it out. I'll give it to you. You know, it's like this close, and you're like, okay, I'll give it to you. That one, he's out of bounds by a millimeter. You just say, touchdown. Let's go to overtime. Or try for the two.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I'm not on the same side as you. I don't think you can do that. But it would have been more exciting because you hear him say they're going for two, which is, to me, shocking.
Yeah.
But, hey, what a way to try to win the game.
Yeah. I like that you tried to somehow make equivalent your little pastime.
The NFL.
In the NFL. What is it, an $11 billion business?
What I would say.
$18 billion business?
I would say, because the game will be more exciting if we just look the other way, we're going to call this a touchdown. And the crowd would go, wow, they'd boo.
Yeah, they'd have that photograph
of
the Ravens player's toe, clearly out of bounds.
Oh, no doubt.
By a fraction of a toe. They'd have that blown up in every newspaper, every billboard.
But
I
would have it within the rules. It is the referee's discretion that if the game is more exciting, if you make a call the other way, all right, we're going to give it to you. But not an egregious one. Not like, no, if his whole foot's out of bounds, like, all right, he's out of bounds. I'd say the close enough rule is in play.
There you go. Look, he was close enough.
Close enough. We're going to give it to you. I call it the pickleball proxy. Yeah, pickleball play. It's close enough. We're going to give it to you. You know, it's in. Mm-hmm. That's it. They probably missed a holding at some point during the game on the Chiefs. Okay, we're going to give it to you. Of course, that didn't happen. You can't do it. And the Chiefs win 27-20 last night in what apparently was a very exciting game. I mean, you heard the excitement there at the end. I like Tirico's call on it. It's too bad he wasn't in bounds. That would have been an exciting finish, especially if they had gone for two. It's like when the Chiefs beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, and they had that ticky-tack holding penalty. That was a hold, I think, at the end of that game. You'd have to go, I mean, you know, that's 2 years ago. But they called a hold, and it made the ending really not exciting. They just kicked an easy field goal to win. Whereas if they had not called holding, they would have had to go for a touch. You know, it would have been much more exciting. Mm-hmm. The referee could have said, because it's a Super Bowl and it's really exciting, we're going to pick up the flag. Because we want a better ending, we're going to pick up the flag.
My discretion.
My discretion rule is in play. We're picking up the flag.
Biggie, has the NFL gotten back to you yet?
I don't.
Wouldn't that make it more exciting? Golly, how exciting would that be if the referee could just say, I'll give it to him. So many times in a lot of sports I see that. Like a fumble is called, or they review it, and it's not really a fumble, but if after review, it'd be so much more exciting if we called this a fumble. Let's call it a fumble.
I like it.
You can do it that way if you want to. I don't know if they're going to take my advice. I don't know if they'll take that or not.
I've reached out to Roger.
My thing.
I think the gambling community would string you up.
There's a problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
There's a real problem with it because you're gamblers. By the way, the Las Vegas, I heard this, I read this today. The over-under for that game was 47. The final score was 27-20. I mean, they are right on the number. And, the Chiefs were favored by 3, so they cover. But if his toenail's in bounds, they don't. They think the Ravens are going to go for 2, and they don't cover. They are right on it almost every time. It's hard. I mean, that's why it's so hard to win money gambling.
I do want you to go back and watch at least the first series of the game.
All right.
Because there's a new rule apparently in the NFL where something about the linemen have to all be lined up basically square.
Mm-hmm.
One guy can't kind of stand back to get ready for the rush.
Okay.
The Ravens were called in the first series like 3-4 times for lining up incorrectly.
Really?
Same
guy.
player I read.
Same guy.
Really?
Every time. Yeah. And that was clearly a message from the NFL.
Yeah.
Because they said the refs are out because they called it once and you're like, huh? And then the very next play, I'm looking again. I'm like, that guy's in the same spot.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where apparently Jim Harbaugh just yelled on the field to the lineman, like, John, sorry, to pull him back, like, get him lined up with everybody. What is he doing?
Mm-hmm.
And they're calling it heavy.
The irony is the Chiefs got away with it last year over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh.
This year they decided to crack down, and the Ravens
right away.
linemen got hammered.
A lot of times they'll do that, like in the preseason, they'll call it over and over again so you learn it. But I guess the first game, they let it be known that we're going to be calling this.
Very much so. And I think that was the NFL saying to the refs, make sure you call it heavy this first game. Send a message.
And here I say I'm not that interested this year.
Yeah.
But yet yesterday I watched the Broncos Seahawks. You're saying, hey, wait, what? How'd
From
you
what
watch
year?
From this year. They're playing this Sunday, but I've already seen the game. How? A Madden Simulation on my phone.
What?
That's right.
On your phone?
On my phone.
Oh, God.
I was tooling around looking at the Broncos page, and they were like, hey, the Broncos are playing the Seahawks right now on Madden. So I joined the game. It was early in the first quarter. Watched the whole game. Watched the whole game on my phone. And by the way...
Oh, that's so sad.
That is sad.
Good road win for the Broncos. Went in there and took them unexpectedly.
Will you put money down on it based on Madden?
Yeah. The final score was 20-17, and I will. I'm going to put $5
on that exact number.
On that exact number for the Broncos. They kicked.
Biggie, can you help?
I'm going to have to.
Help me do that. They kicked a field goal with 16 seconds to go.
The
Broncos to win the game, 20-17. That's a good win for Bo Nix. All right.
Yeah. How'd he do?
Pretty good. He was
good game management.
18 for 25, 212 yards and a touchdown.
I was going to say, were you making comments at the screen as if it was real, like bad pass?
Well, we got a bad call in the third quarter. I'll say that.
Okay.
Broncos did.
I think what might even scare me more, Biggie, is that if Kelly was talking with other Broncos fans, we were in this little loser community.
Oh, you've been there. That's what they call it, the loser community. We were sitting there watching it, and we were all like, that's a terrible call on third down. We can't be
Why are they blitzing?
Why are we blitzing on third down? We got burned on that by Geno Smith, for goodness sakes. Good game, though.
Oh, yeah.
Real good game yesterday. Madden Simulation only. I was yelling at it. My wife's like, who's playing? I was like, Broncos.
You wouldn't understand.
You're not into this world like I am.
Is this something that happens every week with every team?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I go to the Broncos page to, on what is it? It's not Barstool, Bleacher Report. I go to Bleacher Report, and it's like little things that are going on in the Broncos community, and a lot of Broncos fans make comments, and I'll comment sometimes.
Do you? Under a pseudonym, or do you have to have your real name?
Pseudonym, Brickman. I'm Brickman 69. And I'll make comments and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, yes, I saw this a little bit.
Are you a troll, or do you try to keep the conversation going?
I try to keep the conversation. There are trolls.
Of course there are.
Mm-hmm.
Like yesterday, a lot of the guys were like, I just went over to the Seahawks page and flamed them. I'm banned now.
Worth it. Get the clapping hands emoji from all the other losers.
Worth it. And,
yeah, this is like my 5th account. I keep changing my name. They always know it's me, though.
So yesterday, the game was on. It's like, game's on live right now. It's like, what? So I flick on it, and it's 3-0 in the first quarter. And I was like, all right, let me settle in here.
Are these Madden era graphics? The current
It's
Madden?
current. Oh, yeah, it's current. I mean, it's Bo Nix, quarterback for the Broncos, and he had a solid first game as far as I'm concerned. You know, I have no issues with that. All the announcers were talking about it. And at the end, the announcers like, for my money, this is the toughest place to play in the NFL. Bo Nix came in here and got a win. Yeah, I felt good after that. Now the game hasn't really happened.
No.
And won't until Sunday.
This could be like the start of a movie. If you somehow found a way to pre-play the games and then accurately predicted them. If the games turn out just like this simulation does, and nobody knows but you,
incredible.
There's a movie.
Incredible. Well, they do a little Madden simulation like of the Super Bowl. They'll play it like 300 times.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And say they do it for every game every week on Friday. And
so the Seahawks were doing it up there too?
Yeah.
And they lost.
Same game. They lost. Yeah, they lost. But so the Seahawks fans were watching too. So we Broncos fans went and trolled them after we won. We were like, yeah.
Scoreboard.
Scoreboard. Game hasn't happened.
No.
This is a simulation only. And one more note. I didn't like what Taylor was wearing last night. I'm sorry. It was too sexual for me.
Too sexual?
It was too sexual. I feel like she needs to be a little more girl next door.
She's a woman in her mid-30s.
I want her girl next door. And when I saw her, Biggie said, Taylor's at the game, and sent video of her walking in. And I was excited. And then when I clicked on the video, I thought, it's a little bit much for me. I thought her breasts were on display too much.
Thigh-high red boots.
I didn't like the boots. Woo. And I said to myself, you need to be a little more toned down.
What did you say when your wife left the room?
Save.
You know me. I'm girl next door.
How do I make this a gift, Biggie?
I'm girl next door.
Honey, can you do this for Halloween?
I didn't love it. I did not love her look last night. I'm sorry. I thought she needed to be a little bit more toned down. But you liked it.
To me, it was shocking.
Shocking.
I've not seen her
I
like
agree.
that.
I've never seen her like that. She was so on display.
Yeah, I thought it was hot. I was like, all right, I like this Taylor.
Too on display. I didn't like that Taylor. I like,
put on a jersey.
Yes.
Yeah.
A blousey jersey.
Put on a Travis Kelce jersey. Then they said they've already done the. I'm always against this. Kristen was telling me yesterday the Christmas shopping season has started for millions of Americans, and you know how I'm against.
Yeah, they say even the so-called early birds have already started.
Yes, and they have. I saw a piece on it last night that like $18 million has been spent last weekend on Christmas presents.
Oh yeah,
and people are starting. I think it's too early for Halloween. I slammed a woman yesterday for putting her Halloween decorations up in August. Turned out her husband had cancer, and that was the only time he could do it because he's going through chemo now. I mean, I felt bad afterwards, but still, I don't like Halloween this early. They're shopping for Christmas now, and they started promoting yesterday on Hallmark the Christmas movie about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. The movie is called Holiday Touchdown and comes out in late November, and they put the trailer out for it yesterday.
Saturday, November 30th.
No.
For the first time ever, Hallmark and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Whoa.
Leave it all on the field.
How about those?
Chiefs. Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story. All new Saturday, November 30th. Part of Countdown to Christmas. Only on Hallmark Channel.
Travis and Taylor are not in the movie.
They have actors playing each?
Actors playing them. And I don't even know that it's supposed to be them, is it? Or is it just like a player and a rock star?
I said the Chiefs.
Oh, and they do.
Yeah,
they go all the way there. Yeah, that's
I
true.
didn't even know this was happening, but I can't imagine it's going to be good.
This might be one of those movies that's so bad it lives on forever.
Oh, maybe it might. Well,
yeah.
Or I mean, your mother will probably watch, won't she, Biggie?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, she watches she lives for Hallmark movies.
I figured as
now,
much.
what do they say? November 30th? Is that Thanksgiving weekend?
Yes, the Thursday, the 28th is Thanksgiving.
And I bet it will be probably when it happens the next Monday. We'll read highest rated Hallmark movie ever.
There is one person you've heard of in the movie. Travis Kelce's mother will be in the movie.
Oh, Mama.
She's playing
Mama Kelce.
Mama Kelce. Haven't heard from her since she was on the Today Show promoting Kind Bars after she was in the box the first time Taylor Swift went to a game. You recall that interaction between Hoda Kotb, Jenna Bush Hager, and Mama Kelce.
Yeah. What was she like? What was it? I mean, you got to know her a little bit. Got to see her at a couple games. How was it?
It was okay.
Okay. That was Kristen.
That's what people say about this show.
Yeah.
How was it? It was okay.
It was
okay.
okay.
It was okay.
What was it like meeting Chris and Chris?
It
was okay.
It was fine.
Okay.
That was Chris Demm's favorite piece of audio from last year.
The entire year.
When Mama, because they promoted it for a week, and she went on and said, it's all right, meeting her. And then Hoda said, well, now, we've met her too.
But we both met her, and we've always sort of just been delighted by her way.
Yeah.
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 I don't know if it's gotten much better, but she was there last night, and the Chiefs won the game. That's the other thing. The Chiefs won.
Yeah, you're not a Chiefs fan.
I'm not a fan.
I mean, if you watch any sports television yesterday, it was just Chiefs every hour.
It was.
All hour.
What a celebration of the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, people love them. I'm not. I've never been a fan of the Chiefs, so I would pull for them to lose.
You know why you don't like the Chiefs? Because they beat the Vikings in Super Bowl
Super Bowl
IV. He just
IV.
held up four fingers. That's right.
Super Bowl IV.
Everybody knows Super Bowl IV. Matriculating it down the field. Hank Stram, Lenny Dawson, 4. That might have been
poor Joe Cap.
Yep, poor Joe Cap had to start that game for the Vikings. Just they got killed in that game. Poor Bud Grant.
And the Vikings were enormous favorites, right?
Yes. Yeah, I believe they were.
It was like 16-3 was the final. It was a horrible.
It was not a good game. Yeah,
for the Vikings.
It was. Yeah, it was. I believe the final was 24-7. I want to say 24-7.
But
They got housed.
They got housed.
They did. That might have been the game where Lynn Dawson was smoking a cigarette at halftime. He was so.
What a different time.
Yeah,
I can't remember. He was in a white jersey smoking a cig. That might have been one of the other earlier.
Might have been number
Super Bowls.
one.
Yeah.
They lost Super Bowl I to the Packers. That might have been that one. Yes.
I did see last night, and I heard this morning. Patrick Mahomes after the game, and I thought Chris Kelly wouldn't like that because he said, what a game, great game. Ravens are, the typical wonderful opponents.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see them again, blah, blah, blah. And then he made a joke at the end. He said, my only advice is wear white cleats next time.
Wear white.
So you're
So it's not so obvious.
Yeah, so it was because it was obvious
on the white paint.
Yeah, but man, it was a fraction of an inch, that ball. That's why my rule, and I don't know if Roger Goodell's called you back yet, but my rule where the referee could say, at our own discretion, due to the excitement of the game, we are going to allow this touchdown.
You get one Funsy allowance a game.
That's what do we call it, the Funsy Rule. We're going to, right there, the Ravens could have thrown the Funsy flag. It's like a multicolored flag you throw into the field.
Like a clown handkerchief.
A clown handkerchief. You pull it out of your pocket, the coach, and it just keeps like coming out. We've got a Funsy. First down, touchdown.
The announcers, oh my God, he's doing it.
If John Harbaugh had saved his Funsy till the last play of the game.
They have to cut to the rules guy. Now, every team is allowed one Funsy flag a year, and they've elected to use theirs
per year.
this early.
Per year.
That's fair.
Boy, yeah. Well, if I was Harbaugh, I would have used my Funsy last night on that play, I think. We're going to just change the rule. You get away with anything.